Hey everybody, it's the Super Duke here, and I'm just going through traffic on my way to a road to go ride with a friend. And today's a pretty windy day, and I talked to some people with concerns about wind, so I figured I'd just talk a little bit about how to deal with higher speed winds when you're riding. Now today there's about 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, which isn't as fast as some people get some other places, but 15 mile an hour winds is about where the wind is strong enough to blow your bike around. So when I was a newbie rider, I used to look at the wind speed before I go out, and I'd make sure that if it was above 15 I wouldn't ride that day. And I think that was good because in experience, wind's kind of hard to handle. Not that hard when you get used to it, but when you're new, it's pretty scary. It used to scare the shit out of me. Also, sorry if my voice is a little muffled. I'm wearing my cold gear because it's pretty cold here, being so close to the ocean with the wind and stuff, so whatever. I'm pretty comfy with it on though. So, wind. How do you deal with wind? Well, right now, under hard acceleration, I'm probably going about 70 miles an hour. But under hard acceleration, crouching down like this, just try to get behind your speedometer and stuff. It helps a lot. A lot of the wind starts going over you instead of right into you. And another thing, you see how I kind of position my phone behind the speedometer as well? That's to try to stop it getting a lot of the wind. See, so that's going to be your least windy area. But if you're just riding and stuff, what I'll do is I'll grip the tank with my knees. Hope you can kind of see my knee right there. Just gripping the tank with my knees tight as I can and relaxing my arms and upper body. Crunch your abs and lean a little into it if you want, especially if you're accelerating. But besides that, you can kind of just relax your entire upper body. Hold on with your feet on the pegs and your legs on the tank, and just allow the wind to kind of hold you up. Like right now, everything's relaxed, and the wind is pushing me enough to lift my body. I don't know if you can see it on camera there, but like just the wind pushing me was enough to move my entire upper body like 4 inches. So that's a good tip for longer rides, because you allow the wind to hold you up, and what that's going to do is it's going to have it working for you instead of against you. If you're just there tense and as squared up as possible, not only are you presenting the largest profile for the wind to hit you, but you're also you're going to get much quicker what's called wind fatigue, which is basically the wind hitting your body does tire you out, even if you don't think so, but it will tire you out over time, and by the end of a ride, usually people on naked are extremely tired, unless they get a windshield or something. So, stop wind fatigue, crouch down a little bit, let your helmet lead your body, because the aerodynamic shape and stuff, it's going to help the wind go over and pass over your body instead of just hitting you full on in the chest. Besides that, you want to maintain a bit of acceleration, because what that's going to do is going to make the bike more stable, and then when you get crosswinds from the side, it's going to be harder for it to push your bike over to each side of the lane. So make sure that you're rolling on a little bit. If there's cars ahead of you, then make sure that you give them enough space so that you can provide acceleration without running into the back of them. But also keep in mind objects on the side of you. I've been blown so hard before that it's taken me from the right side of the lane all the way over to the left side. I'm almost gone off the road. So be ready for that. Especially if you're lane splitting, be careful lane splitting when there's wind. You don't want to get hit with a blast of wind at the wrong moment. Just think about it. If you're going through 2 cars, right, on each side of you, as soon as you get out of that gap between the 2 cars, you're going to get hit by whatever kind of wind is coming your way. So be ready for that. Don't get hit by surprise. Another thing with wind, when you're passing semi-trucks, you probably already noticed this, but it's worse when the wind is introduced. They're basically a huge shielding of wind blockage, and then as soon as you get around it, you get hit with a shit ton. And also, you might have noticed when you're passing semis that I'm holding my hands and gesturing for no reason. I wonder what people are thinking. But you also notice you get pushed away and sucked in during certain points of passing a semi-truck if you're close enough to them. And this is extremely noticeable when it's windy out, obviously. So be careful. Be ready for that. Besides that, you're not going to get pushed over unless you're small and the bike's small and you just let it happen. But whenever you get pushed off course, just remember to stay steady on the throttle and try and counter-steer into it. That's where loose arms come in handy, because it'll allow you to give the best counter-steering inputs. Some people suggest, if you're getting blown really hard, especially from a certain direction, to stick whatever knee is in the direction that the wind is coming from. And what this will do is kind of act as a sail and balance the wind, slice it a little bit so it's not as battering against you. I tried it once when I was a newbie, and I almost got blown over. I don't know if I was doing it wrong or what, but I tried it the other day, and it seemed to help a little bit. In fact, we'll try it right now. I seem to be getting wind from the left. Alright, so we're getting wind from the left, and I'm sticking out my left leg. First off, I feel like a retard. I bet people think I'm trying to like corner and I don't know what I'm doing, but who cares what people think, right? It does seem to help, actually. Right now I feel a lot of the wind going from my body onto my leg, if that makes any sense. Now let's put it back in. Oh yeah, okay, so just in that, I don't know, you know, it's random with the wind. It's not like the wind is blowing the same amount of hardness every second, but as soon as I stuck my leg out, I did feel a little more stable, and the gusts of wind didn't feel as strong. As soon as I tuck it back in, I'm getting a lot more of a turbulence type feeling. So try it out and let me know what you think. Just make sure that it's in a safe spot. Maybe not on the highway if it's the first time doing it, because I was pretty surprised the first time I did it. I think the bike, I think I caught too much wind and the bike pulled to the left, and being a newbie I was probably tense on the bars and it just magnified stuff. Okay, we're going through a turn. Going through a left turn, I kept getting blown a lot to the right, so just leaning into it and sticking out my knee. As soon as I stuck out my knee, I kind of had a lot more control over the turn. So try it out, let me know what you think. That's an interesting tip. I'm glad I thought about practicing that today. Besides that, you know, it helps to work out, it helps to eat right, it helps you ride a lot, because it takes a while for your body to get used to it, but eventually your body will. And honestly, these days I barely even notice the wind. Also, having a heavier bike helps. The heavier the bike is, the less it's going to get blown around. If you're on a 250, you're going to have a scary time. I was on a 600 and I had a scary time. My 600 would get blown around like crazy. So be ready for that. Gotta get to my exit. There we go. Okay. So yeah, be ready for that. The bigger the bike helps, but it's not that big of a deal as long as you follow the other tips. I mean, I was in 20-mile-an-hour winds on a 600 and I got through just fine, but it is scary. So either learn how to deal with it or don't ride in the wind. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. More videos coming soon. Peace.